guys, welcome to a new video. This is actually a new baby names tag that I've come up with myself. I've come up with 15 questions that I really love, and I would honestly love to see anybody who wants to do this video do it. I love watching baby name tags. They're probably my favorite videos to watch at the minute, even though I don't have any kids and I'm probably not gonna have kids for a few years. I just love watching them. So if you would like to do this video, definitely do. If you don't have a channel though, but you would still like to answer, please leave your answers in the comments as we go along, because I really would love to read them. I'm gonna tag a few specific people in the down bar and at the end of this video who I would love to do this. So if any of you are watching, please do this video. I would love to see your answers. But yeah, I'm gonna get cracking with my questions. The very first question is, what is your favorite name from the Friends cast? I'm assuming everybody here has watched Friends. If you haven't, what? My personal favorite name from the Friends cast is Monica. I had a doll when I was younger that my granddad bought me and I called her Monica, and I've just loved the name ever since. It is a name that's always been on my actual baby names list. I just think it sounds so nice, and you could use Moni as a little nickname. That would be so cute. But yeah, Monica is my favorite name. Next question, if you had triplets, any gender, and you had to use 3 winter themed baby names, which ones would you pick? Mine would be Ember for a boy. I love that name. I love it for a girl as well, but I think it's so cool for a boy. Robin for either a boy or a girl. I love that again. And Aspen. I feel like these 3 names are very gender neutral, so would work on a boy or a girl, but I love all 3 of them. I think they're so nice. And I watch a YouTuber called Aspen Ovard, and I've just always loved the name. I think it's so nice. I said these names to my friend and he was like, how is Robin wintry? If you didn't know, a robin is a little winter bird that comes out and it always reminds me of winter. It sits there in the snow on a snowy branch with its little red front, and it's so cute. The next question is kind of along the same lines, and it's, if you were to have triplets tomorrow and you had to choose 3 summer themed names, which ones would you pick? So the first one that I would pick is actually Summer. I love that as a name. I hate the season of summer, but I love the name Summer. I think if I knew someone called Summer, I would always have name envy. I just love that. My next name is actually Ocean. I've said this name before in a baby names video. It's not one that I would ever use ordinarily, but in the context of these summer themed names, I would love to use Ocean. Such a cool name. And the last one is actually Daisy. I've loved this name ever since S Club Juniors were a thing. I always thought Daisy was the coolest. I always wanted to be Daisy, and I've just always loved this name. It's so feminine and just cute. The next question is, what is your favorite typically English baby name? So these would be like Charlotte, Henry, Elizabeth. Names like that, but I've actually gone for Primrose. I don't know the origin of Primrose. I should have looked this up, but to me, it sounds so English. I know there's a Primrose Everdeen on the Hunger Games and she's American, but in my mind, if I hear Primrose, I can only hear like an English accent saying it like Primrose. I just think it sounds so English. And my favorite boy's name is actually George. I love this name. It's my brother's name. I know it's so popular right now, but it's like one of the only popular names that I would consider using. If it wasn't my brother's name, I would definitely consider using George if I had a boy. I just love it. I think it's so cute. Number 5 is kind of controversial, but this is, what are some non-negotiable names that you love? So names that even if you had a partner and they didn't like them, you would still potentially use them anyway. I'm kind of strong-willed, and if I like a name and my partner didn't, it really wouldn't stop me from using it. I'd just be like, you're gonna have to get used to it. I've carried this baby for 9 months. It's my choice. So I have 2 names for this. Obviously, if you've watched my other name videos, you know how much I love the name October. The next one that I love is Margot. I think this is such a cute little name. I would love to be called Margot. It sounds so Parisian. I could imagine having a baby called Margot. That is another one of my non-negotiable names. If I really, really felt the need to use it, I would use it. If you had to use a name from your favorite movie, what would it be? This is for boys and girls. So my favorite movie is actually The Holiday. They don't have a crazy amount of names in that film, but the names that I would pick for a girl would be Iris. That's one of the main characters' names. I think it's so cute. And for a boy, it would be Miles. I love the name Miles. I watched The Only Way is Essex, and the way they say it cracks me up. It's like, Miles. It proper makes me laugh, but I think it's actually a really nice name. If you had to use a name from your phone contacts, what would it be? I thought this was a good question because I'm sure a lot of you have got such a mixture of names in your contacts. For mine, I went for Amelie. Absolutely love this name. I think it's gorgeous. I think if you are a person who loves Amelia, but Amelia is so popular right now, maybe go for Amelie. It's just a little bit different, but along the same lines. What double-barreled name would you consider for a boy and a girl? So this is pretty much two names in one, if you had to connect them. I couldn't think of one for a boy, but I've got two for a girl instead. So my first one is Elsie May. I think this is so cute. I love the name Elsie. It's probably not one that I would ever legit use, but it always pops up on my list. I just think it's such a cute name. So Elsie May. And the next one is Margot Jane. Jane is my mum's name, and I think Margot Jane goes really well. What Disney names would you choose for a boy and a girl? So my girl's name would be Flora. This is the little fairy from Sleeping Beauty, which I've never actually seen Sleeping Beauty. I definitely need to watch that film, but I love the name Flora. And I have another girl's name, and that would be Violet from The Incredibles. Love the name Violet. I think it's so pretty, but also really strong. And for a boy's name, I love the name Dash. Obviously, that is Violet's brother in The Incredibles, so I couldn't really have a Violet and a Dash, but I do like Dash as a name. It's so cool. The next question is kind of a weird one, but I have visions. This sounds so weird. I always have like visions of what names suit people. So if like a brunette person passes me, I'm like, oh my God, they would so suit the name, blah, blah, blah. Or if a blonde passes me, I do the same thing, and I associate certain names with certain hair colors. So I chose 3 hair colors. Obviously there are so many more out there, but these are kind of the main ones. So the next question is, what would you name a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead child if you had them? So if you had no name ideas and suddenly you had a child that was brunette, blonde, or redhead, what would be the names that you would see for them? Mine for a dark-haired child would be Winter. This would be a name that I would very, very heavily consider in general. Love the name. I'm such a winter worshipper, and I think if a child had my kind of colouring, it would really suit them. For a blonde child, I chose the name Avery, and that is because I watch actually Aspen's sister, who's called Avery. She is blonde and she's so pretty, and I just kind of associate the name Avery with blonde children. Avery and Summer, that's another one that I see for blonde kids, which actually ties along with the redhead. I would name a redhead child Autumn. Such a cliche name, but so beautiful. A little redhead called Autumn. That literally melts my heart. My neighbours are coming down the stairs. Question 11 is, what is your favourite country and city themed names? So my girl's name would actually be Dakota. This is a name that's always been on my baby list anyway. As you probably know, I like quite strong names with a lot of consonants, and Dakota fits the bill so well. I've loved this ever since the Cat in the Hat film when I was younger. There's a girl in it called Dakota, the actual actress. Her name in the film isn't Dakota, but the actress is Dakota Fanning, and I always really liked the name Dakota. Another name that I secretly crush on is Holland. I don't know if I would use this for a boy or a girl, but I think it's a really cool name, Little Holland. If you were to pick a Harry Potter themed baby name, which one would you pick? Mine are so obvious, but I would choose Hermione for a girl. I love the name Hermione. I think it just sounds nice. And I would actually pick Harry for a boy. Harry has always been a name that I've loved. I had a teddy growing up called Harry, and I just think the name Harry sounds nice. I would never use it because it is so popular, but I love it. It's kind of like the same as George. I love the names George and Harry. If you had to use one of your friends' names, what would it be? My friends don't actually have very out there names. They're quite English names, I guess. But I've gone for Poppy, such a cute name, and Hobby. Hobby's actual name is Roberto, but I actually really like Hobby. Like, I've never heard anybody else have that name. I think it sounds really nice. 2 more questions, and the next one is, what is your favorite space themed names for a boy and a girl? I went for Astrid. This is the Swedish Space Corporation's first microsatellite. Astrid is such a cool girl's name though. If someone told me they were called Astrid, I'd be like, ooh, wow. And for a boy, I chose Phoenix. This is after the Phoenix constellation. I think Phoenix is so underused. It's such a cool boy's name, and you could actually use the nickname Finn, but like P-H-I-N instead of F-I-N-N. I love the name Finn in general, so if you had a Phoenix and you were a bit nervous about like having that out there of a name, you could call them Finn. Last question is, choose a boy and a girl's name based on Greek mythology. I kind of struggled with this one. I made the bloody questions, but I struggled anyway. Their names are so wild. If you look up Greek mythology, their names are so crazy. But I chose the name Hera for a girl. I've never heard that before and I love it. So Hera was Zeus's wife, and she's also the queen of heaven and goddess of marriage. But isn't Hera such a nice name? And then for a guy, I chose Atlanta. This in Greek mythology was actually a woman's name, but I really like it for a boy, Atlanta. Cool. It says, Atlanta was a fast-footed maiden who refused to marry men who lost to her in the race. She was eventually defeated by Hippomenes, who won the race by tricking her. So she sounded like a badass woman, and I love the name Atlanta. So those are all of my questions. If you played along below in the comments, I can't wait to read all of your answers. But I'm gonna actually tag some people who I would love to do this video. Obviously, I would love anybody who wants to do this video, but the people that I specifically tag are SJ Strum. She's actually the reason why I thought of doing this tag, because she made her own up, and yeah, she was my inspiration. So SJ, I would love you to do this. Charlotte Louise Taylor, you've always got really cool baby names. Ebony Day would be an amazing one. I would love to hear more of Ebony's baby names. Rhiannon Ashley, if you ever wanted to do a baby name video, I'm tagging you. Kate Manane, I would love to see your baby names list. Emily Norris. Gosh, there are actually so many mum channels that I watch. Anna Saccone, if you ever watch this and you'd like to do it, that would be amazing. My friend Fabulous Hannah, we were actually going to do this video together, but I feel like it would have been 9 years long. So Fabulous Hannah, please do this video. I'm gonna tag more people below, but honestly, if anybody wants to do this, I want to watch it. Baby name videos are my favorite ones to watch, and I personally think I've come up with some quite interesting questions that I've never heard before, so I would love to see your videos. I'm gonna head off now, but give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye!